Hey, Rashad.
Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, this is the Road to 5K subs. My name is Rashad Milligan. All right, family. We have some talking to do. I wanted to bring on people today to speak with me to kind of give other perspectives. Unfortunately, that did not happen in time. So I will be doing this solo just to really, I guess, I don't know, just address everything kind of head on. uh this video is I don't think I'm gonna talk about like USA basketball, whatever. But this video is talking about the whole Asia Wilson face of the league or slash best player in the world thing. I said in the video right after the game last night, I said that Asia is still not the best player in the world to me, because I still feel like Stewie's the best player in the world. When you look at Asia's offensive performance and a championship clinching game where she scored 11 points in the first half, yes, she didn't take a single shot in the second half. In a championship clinching game, the MVP, the player that you all are saying, you know, it is hands down the best player in the world, and it's not even close. And I don't even know why you guys are debating anymore. The same player that you all are saying this about didn't take a single shot in the second half of a championship clinching game. And it was a close game. And she was playing every single minute, and she's played every single minute since the middle of the semifinals. Excuse me, I apologize. Um, I say all that to say I don't think it's so far fetched to say she's second best player in the world. She's the second best player in the world. That's not a diss. That's not hating. That's not this. That's not that. Salute to Asia. Salute to everything she represents. Salute to her representing for children, and younger people with learning disabilities. Maybe some people have a tougher time learning in a classroom, and she represents that community. She represents a generation of young girls who want to just kind of not be shy with their height or anything like that, but embracing their height and remaining confident and being who they are. And everything like she represents so much, excuse me, being cool, being funny, having personality, having style, which are all things I literally mentioned last night. Being on the Ruffles cover, all of these things. I mean, she's just great off the court, and she's great on the court. She's a great player, top two player in the league, in the world. It's been that way for the past about 3-4 seasons. I don't think it's a diss to say you are the second best player in the league in the world. It's like the exact same thing. Like I said, going back to the LeBron James thing. Everybody wanted to say, "Oh, oh, you guys are nitpicking on LeBron and blah blah blah," because when, excuse me, you're talking about the greats of the greats. You do have to nitpick in small things, and everybody. Well, not everybody. A couple of people kept saying you can't just point out one play where she didn't take the layup. The problem I have with that play, first things first, she leaked out, right? She leaked out in the final couple minutes of a championship clincher, right? And left her guard there to go and get the rebound, her point guard to get the rebound. That's not the only time she passed up a shot, was that layup on the other end when she passed it to Jackie Young and it was out of bounds or whatever the case was, right there on that possession. There was a couple plays earlier in the fourth quarter where she got the ball wide open at the top of the key, right? They're giving her space and they're daring her to shoot. They're daring her to do something offensively, right? Becky Hammond said, even I believe it might have been in her post game press conference or it was some other press conference in the finals where she talked about first getting the job, bringing Asia down to San Antonio and asking her, watching her workout and say, you can shoot. You need to be shooting 2 to 3 a night. And if you don't, I'll be mad. Jab, jab. The defender giving her an entire 5 feet or whatever you want to say. She doesn't take the shot. And it happens time and time and time again in that second half. She didn't take one shot. It just is what it is. That's not hating. That's pointing out what happened. All right, let's pull up these comments. everything and stuff like that, so we can respond directly. And by the way, y'all still family. It is what it is. Uh, this is a troll. All right, so this is Tiger Kim. He said, "Come on, Rashad, you're better than that." First things first. Here we go. First things first. Here we go. This isn't calling me a hater. There's another play where they called me a hater or whatever. We'll get to that comment later. But let's go. One play doesn't determine someone's worthiness to be the face. She got closed off by DB and on her non-dominant side and was going to pass the ball to Jackie for the easy assist, but Becky called a timeout mid-pass. That's the selfishness that makes her great and put the Aces in a position to win the game. That was a higher IQ play that was needed in a key moment of the game. Kim, I agree. That was a great high IQ decision by Asia because, like you said, she was in an awkward position with DB coming over, and it just was what it was. If she forced a shot up or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's a bad decision. I agree with that. However, she took 0 shots in the second half. She took 0 shots in the second half. When she was wide open at the top of the key, jab, jab. She doesn't shoot the ball. She didn't shoot the ball. She didn't take a couple dribbles, look mid-range, reevaluate the situation, maybe pull up for the midi. She didn't up and under, drive to the lane as we saw her do so many times in the Seattle series against Stewie, trying to prove a point. But here we go. Neither here nor there. That was a higher IQ game that was needed to play in a key moment of the game. But the team that has multiple offensive weapons like the Aces, they needed Wilson more for her defense, specifically her rebounding, especially after refs made it clear they weren't going to blow the whistle like that when she attacked the basket. She was taking blows all game with no rest and still managed to average 20, 10, and 2 blocks per game during the playoffs and was in contention for finals MVP. Kim, I was agreeing with you. Let's go back, right? The first series, Asia Wilson did not play up to her ability. Seattle series, Asia Wilson played up to her ability. She stepped up to the task every single night against Stewie one-on-one. The finals, Asia Wilson was good. Asia Wilson was good in the finals. Best player in the world, good. Her defense was good. Great defense. Salute to her defense, defensive player of the year. Was she in contention for finals MVP? Kim. No. Come on, guys. And there are so many people, once the finals ended, and Chelsea Gray got finals MVP, Asia should have got it. Asia should have got it. Asia should have got it. Come on, guys. Let's be respectful here, not just, let's take off. Let's be respectful here. Chelsea Gray was on a different level the entire postseason. She had one off game, game 3. They lost by 30 points. You can even be Erica for coming in and giving the team a boost when they needed it. Didn't show up on a stat sheet, but you saw it when you watched the games. KP did what she did sometimes. Jackie had her moments sometimes. And Raquana did what she did, especially in a closer. But Chelsea Gray was the best player for them this series. And it wasn't particularly close. Respectfully to Asia. But I saw this take so many times. So I'm not just getting on Kim. It was so many other people who were saying the same thing. And I think that's a discredit to the work and the performance that Chelsea Gray had in the finals. Anyways, I'm going to like this comment. because it's a good comment. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't bad. All right, what was this the one? So passing up one layup doesn't make her the face of the league. That doesn't encapsulate what she brought to the series. She's the MVP and the face of the league for multiple reasons. That one mistake doesn't negate that. I wish people would stop trying to find little reasons to take away accolades and bodies of work. Like Akeem said, let the resume speak for itself. Was it? I think this was the one that originally said I was just a hater. No, this is the one. Here we go. You just an Asia hater. You so quick to criticize one player about her. She's the MVP and the face of the league, period. This is what I wanted to talk about. I ain't even gonna lie. These other ones, they're not that bad. Now I'm looking at them, I'm reading them on game. They're not that bad. This one right here, I'm just an Asia hater. I'm a South Carolina hater. I'm a UConn hater. I hate everybody if I don't agree with your opinion. Here we go. Stewie has been in the league longer and than Asia and started on top roster. Aces went from worst team to best. Asia has continuously given people their first. Heathwood, South Carolina, and Vegas. Your arguments are a reach. I beg to differ. It was it was the number ones Kelsey, Asia, Jackie, Chelsea Gray, and Raquana that are reasons for their success. You cannot take them out of the equation, then the team is not number one and does not become champions. Not to mention, not to mention, come on, bro. He's talking about Tina Charles. Tina Charles is 80 years old, bro. Tina Charles is 80 years old. And they also have the greatest coach in league history in Becky Hammond, who gets paid $1 million. Should have been a head coach in the NBA. We know how that went. Sexism, but we know how that went. He said, well, no, considering the game is 5v5, but Seattle's a full number one picks as well, especially this year. You're talking about 42-year-old Sue Bird and Tina Charles, Tina Charles, who's averaging 8 points per game this season. She's like washed. She was obviously washed this season. Head wasn't in it. It was something going on with Tina Charles this season. Let me see. With that and Tina. I had nothing to say then about Stewie's legitimacy. That program didn't turn around to Asia showed considering Kelsey was there before Asia. People used to guard Jackie like AT, if you actually watch. Don't let the way they play now give y'all amnesia about the past and the constants through that was Asia Wilson. Asia came out in 2018 and they missed the playoffs, remember? Did you remember the losing record they had with Asia on the team? You have to build a team piece by piece. Jackie helped, but it's still not enough. Adding decent free agents like Chelsea and Raquana helped, gave them the help they needed, and gave them the leader to help and play free in their strengths. Becky Hammond was the cherry on top. Duh. I don't like the duh. The duh, it makes, it kind of demeans, let's keep it to basketball. But this is a great comment. I agree. I agree. But I'm not going to like it because the does, and I get it with the Tay, because Tay Money does the duh, but yeah. But yeah. But this whole thing, like, oh man. All right, here we go. Let me see. Okay. So he said the same thing right here. Asia. Okay. Jackie fell off at the end of the season, and Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum was making the team successful. Like Akeem said, that doesn't encapsulate. Oh, okay. Am I responding to any more of these? Okay, I think these are all the comments. These are all the comments. Great comments, first of all. Let me like Jessica's comment. But it's not one mistake. It's a game. She didn't take one shot in the second half. She's supposed to be the greatest player in the world, right? Wouldn't the greatest player in the world take one shot? At least attempt one shot in the championship closing game. And it was a close game. It was a close game. Her team needed that, right? When your team needed you the most, where were you offensively? Thank you for what you did defensively. Thank you for the steal, right? In the final minute. Thank you for the rebounding, 14 rebounds, right? You had 11 points in the first half. Where was that offense in the second half? That's all I'm saying. As because all right, because you go here, right? The final game of Seattle season on the line, elimination game, and Breanna Stewart gives you 42. That's just what players do in elimination games and clinching games and series clinching moments. LeBron James with the is just what great players have those moments. Maya Moore, and I believe if it wasn't the final season, it was 2015, 2016, Indiana in the finals at the buzzer against the Dream in the finals. Dr. J, Scoop, other side. Great players have these moments offensively that people are going to remember forever. Great players have these games offensively that people are going to remember forever in the finals and championship moments and championship season. And Asia had that in this series. She had I believe what was it, game 3, the overtime game when she had 34 points and like 10 rebounds and congratulations, she had that. But I'm saying when the championship is on the line, when the series is on the line, it was 0 shots in the second half. That's not nitpicking. That's pointing out what happened and pointing out what Stewie did when her team's season was on the line. Stewie, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Right? This is just a blanketed way of doing this. Asia played 2 more games. Keep that in consideration. 19 and a half points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Okay. Asia had more rebounds. Stewie was a higher scorer. I mean, that just is what it is, bro. It just is what it is, dog. Stewie can stretch the floor. She has a bigger, I hate to say it, sound like the kids. She has a bigger bag offensively, right? And she's not a bad defender. Now, is Asia a better defender? Probably. She's defensive player of the year for a reason. Salute to Don Staley, who always gets on her for like a defense. But offensively, Stewie's got her. And Asia's still relatively limited around the perimeter of just jump shooting with threes. She's improved greatly because she's actually taken threes this season. But let's be real, man. Let's be real, man. She took 2 threes a game this season. Great improvement from 0. Salute to Bill Embiid. And made 0.9 a game. Stewie, she made 2 a game. She got up 5. She checked up 5. 5 a game. It's just Stewie can get hot from beyond the arc. She's not afraid to shoot from beyond the arc. Stewie's just a better player right now, offensively. And she's not that much further behind Asia defensively. Now, I was talking to my boy Chris Williamson last night, and he agreed. He said, let Asia get that 3-point shot down, let her become a legitimate threat from 3, and we in trouble. It's a whole different conversation. I agree. But as of right now, Stewie just has the edge offensively. This is coming from someone who people claim is the UConn hater. This is coming from someone who has made a billion videos about the way that white players in the WNBA get covered versus black players get covered in the WNBA. This is someone who asked WNBA players that up front. And I hate saying this is someone. It just makes me look very whack. But I mean, I'm just trying to give you guys perspective of I'm someone who people would say is the exact opposite. Like people would say I'm biased for South Carolina. I'm biased more so for the black players or whatever than I am the white players. I say all that to say I'm just going from watching the game, watching the games, watching the head-to-heads, watching the skill level and looking at the stats. The numbers aren't too far off. Asia had a better regular season. I said that last video as well. She deserved MVP for her performance in the regular season. However, like I said, first round wasn't the best for Asia. Second round semifinals was amazing for Asia. And the finals were good for Asia. She's tired. which she tweeted out after the game. She said, "I'm tired. I can tweet that out now that the game's over." Asia also was most outstanding in the Olympics. They gave that to Stewie, but that should have been Asia. That was Asia's award. Um, and yeah, like that's just how I feel about it. I still feel like Breanna Stewart is the best player in the world. Now, if you want to argue about pace of the league, because I did think about this, after seeing people's, kind of arguments and stuff like that, including Nikias, and Nikias believes that Stewie's still the best player in the world, but Asia is the face of the league. If you want to look at, I guess, kind of character, pizzazz, draw, fan appeal, impact outside the game, I think Asia's got that right now. I don't know if any player has had the type of impact or following kind of like on the culture of the game since Candace, or maybe Maya. Well, Maya and Candace. Yeah, Maya and Candace for sure. Maya with the headband and just the way she played. And man, I miss Maya. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Both of them for sure. And then Sab has our own little wave. And I seen someone like like they got on him all day, but they were like, he's like Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart say hello to you in their New York Liberty uniforms. Stewie, I get, because like I said, I feel like she's a better player right now, and she's the best player in the world. Sabrina Ionescu ain't even in the conversation. That's a different. And y'all know me. I mean, I don't know if you know me. If you do know me, if you're new to the Genders is World 5K up. But I'm a Sabrina Ionescu stan. Like I'm Sab. I told everybody Sab was legit. Sab was worth all the hype. Everybody wanted to down talk her and discredit her coming into the league just because she was getting all the love, all the coverage, and she was white. Girl could hoop. She could hoop. You know what I'm saying? Um, but she ain't not even in this conversation. Joke ain't even get past the first round yet. You know what I'm saying? She got too far to go to even be considered in this conversation. But if you want to say with all the character, all the off the court, just pull attraction as a sore, aka I don't know why I said sore. Excuse me. I work with AKAs. I apologize. That just slipped off. Shout out to the Divine Nine. But as someone who's just likable, and the talent matches it on the court, and you want to say marketability, all that good stuff, and you were like, okay, that's why Asia Wilson is the face of the WNBA. I'd be like, okay, I agree with that. It's like Candace Parker is, she was a great face of the WNBA just because of like she had the marketability, she had the talent, she dunked, she had the swag, the confidence, a little dog in her on the court, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like Candace was a great face for the league and stuff like that. Now, on the tail end of her career, um, if any more seasons we get, if this wasn't the last season, then it's just so much, right? Right. So much to root for and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah. I mean, if you say all that, everything, the entire package, kind of if even if you wanted to compare the both off the court, and I'm talking about Stewie and Asia, I have to get the edge to Stewie. I mean to Asia, excuse me, because Asia is just she's just a likable person. And so is Breanna Stewart. Salute to Stewie on what I'm saying, on her child, and salute to Stewie on what was, every day that she tweets about Brittany Griner, excuse me. And then in 2020 season, shouting out Breonna Taylor after every post game interview and stuff like that. So salute to Stewie. But man, you can't, like, not to use a 2010 term, but Asia got swag. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't create that. Like you either have it or you kind of don't. You know what I'm saying? And Asia has it. And she's funny. She tweets, interacts with the fans on way level. She goes above and beyond to interact with the fans and the media and everybody like that. So salute to Asia. Yeah, yeah. I mean, If that was the argument, the full package and the brand, and you said it's something separate from just solely being the best player in the league, I'd be like, okay, I I'll roll with that. Best player in the league is still Stewie, in my opinion. That's where I'm standing with it. So I'm 10 toes down, and it just is what it is. If you think I'm a hater, then apparently I'm a hater for South Carolina and I'm a hater for UConn. So apparently I just hate both. But this is Road to 10 5K, so you know.
Back. Damn. Yeah. I don't play no games, boy, I'm at your head.